that video that Alex, the trucking guy, posted. The right person might be, you know, Trump, and the other one might be Kamala, so who knows?
Share, subscribe.
Alright, so you guys can see right there that we have a leak. I went ahead and tightened up these yesterday, but I think that this hose moved a little bit, so I'm gonna try to loosen it up a little bit without making a mess, because the system is not empty and I'm not really in the best position to really move the clamp, you know what I mean? Oh man, if it ain't one thing, it's another, I'm telling you guys. I'm gonna try to see if I could just push it over a little bit, because I think the clamp moved when I tightened it yesterday. Come on, baby. I'm gonna try to see if I can move it a little bit. Ooh, I could already see it starting to want to come out. Yeah, you see? It's already gonna spill a little bit, but it's okay. Just as long as we can move the clamp a little bit. Let me go through the top. It's like the whole. Go ahead and re-tighten it back up, because this is gonna have to be something that I get probably done at the house, just because I just can't. I'm not in a position to empty out the system right now. Let's see here. Wipe all that shit off. And I ran out of magic eraser here. I hope the pump's not going out, but it's a very, very big possibility that it is. Something that's making me feel a little nervous right now. It's right there in that area, as you guys can see right here. It was kind of like a little wet. And hopefully that seal is not what's going on. It might even just be dripping down there to the bottom. If it is, then that's gonna be a water pump that we're gonna have to replace. And let me tell you something. This water pump under normal circumstances is pretty easy to change. But because we got that piece of shit in the way, it's a problem.
Alright guys, so I went ahead and let it get hot. Looking like it ain't leaking. So far so good.
Good morning, YouTube. This is Gabe coming back at you again with another video here at Trucking Life. Golly, man. Sometimes it's just, today is just one of them days, you know what I'm saying? I wake up in the morning, I do my pre-trip, and then I find that coolant leak right there. And it was missing about a half a gallon, so it was slowly leaking out. I'm hoping that it was just needed to be tightened up, but I did notice that little bit of, you know, antifreeze underneath that water pump. So I'm hoping that that's not the case. Otherwise, we're gonna have to put a new pump on. But I went ahead and cleaned it all up. I tightened up those clamps, you know, because it might be just dripping down to where it makes it seem like if it's leaking through the clamp. But in reality, it's the pump, you know. I mean, that pump's been on there, man, a while. I don't even remember when was the last time I changed it, but I know it's been a minute. But we'll go ahead and get on that. I want to show you guys something that kind of bothers me. And any of you guys that are driving out there, let me know about your opinion. But let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about. Start rolling here. So I'm right here at in Alabama. Alabama. McCalla, Alabama, exit 100 on 20. Right here at this Petro. And I've been stopping at this Petro, guys, for years, man. Like, at least, like, consistently for like about the last 5 years or so. And one of the biggest reasons that I like stopping here is because normally, no matter what time you get here, I mean, you can get here at 10 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, no matter what, you always find a parking spot. But before I mention what's kind of bugging me, let's see if you guys can kind of notice and figure it out for yourselves, especially those of you who are actually driving out here on the roads. Look at that shit right there. I went ahead and stopped here for a little bit since I don't have no traffic behind me or anything.
That's fucking great! That's just fucking great, man!
But for those of you who don't drive, those machines that they're installing right here could only mean one thing. That now they're going to be working on a ticket system. So basically what that means is we are no longer going to get free parking anymore. Now it's going to be a ticket system just like TA Dallas South, where you go in, just for those of you who don't drive, it's just kind of like a parking garage. You get in, you get a ticket, and then when you leave, you pay whatever amount you owe. It's starting to get pretty ridiculous out here for parking, man. I mean, due to the fact that I do most of the same runs, you know, on a weekly basis, you know, I kind of stop. I know this route very, very good. You know, I'm usually always on 20, you know, through Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, South Carolina, Georgia, you know, so I've gotten to know the truck stops pretty good there. And here this last year, you know, this current year, I've been noticing that a lot of the truck stops that I, you know, always stopped at, all of them are starting to become paid. And it makes it difficult on a guy. You know, you start paying for parking every single day. It adds up. You know, some places are, you know, $10, some of them are $15, some of them are $20. Hell, I've even seen some of them that are $25 a night. You know, and you figure out, you know, you're out here, you know, 6, 7 days, 2 weeks, whatever it is you guys are out of here. And that's a lot of money. You know, I'd rather use that $20 for something else, get me a burger or something, you know what I mean? And not always be with this crap of paying parking. You know, I don't mind paying for parking, you know, when, you know, every now and then when you really need it or whatever, or you know you're going to go into an area where it's kind of shitty. You know, but when it gets to the point where every single place you're stopping, you got to be paying for parking, that becomes kind of a problem. You know, with today's rates and stuff, it's difficult, man. You know, it's like barely making enough money to survive out here. And I don't know what's going to happen, but elections is going to be a big thing that's going to determine what happens with trucking and with the general economy. So I'm hoping the right person gets in there. That's one of the things that's very, I think the word is subjective to wherever it is you ask, you know, because the right person might be, you know, Trump and the other one might be Kamala, so who knows, you know? But I'm hoping the right person gets in there and, you know, starts fixing this economy. Because it's getting really difficult out here to continue to operate. So going back on that water pump, like I said, I think it's been on there for a good couple of years. I know it's been on there at minimum 5 years, and I'm hoping it doesn't need to be replaced. I think the pump is maybe like, man, I bought it so long ago. I mean, I wouldn't anticipate it being more than, more than $400 or $500. But still, $20 parking, and little fittings here and there, and clamps and coolant, and like it all adds up, man. These last couple of months have been pretty difficult. I know I've been making a couple of videos on repairs that I do to my truck, and maybe you might be thinking, well, your truck's just a piece of shit and it's always breaking down. But that really honestly isn't the case. I mean, usually my truck is pretty good. A lot of those components that I've made videos on that I've replaced, it's components that have been on there for, the last 4 or 5 years or whatever, and it's just time to change them. I'm not happy about it, even though sometimes on video I may appear to be all nice and jolly. But it sucks, man. When rates were good, it really wasn't an issue. It was like, it needs a water pump, bam, put it on. And I know that most of my videos are targeted to an audience for like a do-it-yourself type deal, so that you can save money. And I'm always talking about, well, a shop maybe charges you this, or a shop maybe charges you that. But I don't have nothing against shops or whatever, I've used plenty of shops in the past myself. It's just right now with this downturn market, it kind of goes hand in hand sometimes, because it's like, I'll save some money up, but then it also wastes my time. Instead of being home chilling with my family, I'm working on the truck, versus just dropping it off at a shop that I trust, which I do have a shop that I trust there at the house. And they just get it done, I pay them, and we're good to go, and I don't have to waste my time. But we're in the economy right now where there's just not enough money to do that. Can I swing it and pay somebody for it? Probably so. But it's like, I'd rather save that money and use it on something else. But, it's getting tougher and tougher as we go. So I'm hoping that Tuesday come around, the right person gets elected and is able to start fixing, this economy. And the shitty part about it is that it's going to be, like months, it's not something that's going to get fixed right away. It's going to be a minute, before things start getting better. But in my personal opinion, and my 18 years of driving in this industry has taught me is, one of the first places that you notice if the economy is doing good or not is in trucking. Because that measures, your consumer confidence of spending money. If people are making money, that means they're spending money. They're fixing up their houses, they're buying cars, they're buying TVs, electronics, just like it happened in the COVID era where everybody was doing good and everybody had money and there was work like crazy. And because of that, that means that there was so much volume of loads that needed to be moved. And even with all the capacity that came in, because everybody wanted to get in the booming market and make some money, like there was enough loads for everybody. Everybody was making money, and like right now the economy is crazy, and eggs cost you $10 million, and maybe a finger for you to be able to eat. It gets tough. But I don't know, that's just my 2 cents, you know what I'm saying? I hope the right person gets elected, and that's all I'm going to say about that, you know what I mean? But anyhow, we're headed to South Carolina with our load here of goodies. I've been doing this lane for the last 5 or so years, and it's just tough, man. You stick around with the customer for a while. I stuck around with these guys when the rates were like super good, because I knew that that market wasn't going to last. So that's what you kind of want to do, is you want to build relationships with your brokers so that when times get tough, you still have something to move. You know, I'm very fortunate. Now, I have gotten rate cuts, but I'm very fortunate to where I've been able to continue to roll through these bad times. Granted, it's at a little bit of a rate cut, but right now on the load board, for those of you who use the load board, it is garbage, man.
It's garbage.
Garbage. I don't know how anybody can make money with those rates. I've seen rates as low as 97 cents a mile. Like, are you kidding me? Ain't no way. Like, hell, I think that even these mega carriers, their cost per mile ain't 97 cents a mile. You know, with fuel at, you know, 250, 350, you know, $4, $5, depending on where you are at the country, you know, and with these companies paying drivers and 401ks and health insurance and, you know, all the shit that needs to be paid. I thought the cost per mile was 97 cents a mile. Man. You ever have one of those days where, hey, yesterday I woke up, you know, I had a decent night's sleep. You know, it wasn't the best night's sleep. You know, I've always been one of those type of guys that struggles to sleep. You know, I just struggle. And, you know, I woke up, I did my pre-trip, and I noticed that clamp right there was leaking, which I went ahead and tightened it up a little bit yesterday. I didn't tighten it as much like I did today that you guys saw. And I didn't film it because it was like I was already running late. I woke up late, and, you know, so I just pretty much tightened it up. And in the morning right now, you guys saw that it was still leaking a little bit. And, you know, so I got that done yesterday. I came in here and, you know, I made my coffee. For those of you who haven't been watching the channel and you're new to the channel, I love me some coffee, man. That's like one of my most favorite things in the world is coffee. Hopefully here, if the rates ever go up and they're actually pretty good, maybe I could buy me like a nice fancy espresso machine. I really do like me some espressos. That's just my thing, you know what I mean? I love me some coffee. You know, so I make my coffee in my coffee pot. You know, I usually just put my cup that you guys just saw me drink out of right now, and I just brew it right into the cup, right? I don't know what the hell I was thinking about yesterday, you know, but, you know, I brew my cup, and as I lift the machine up, my dumbass forgot to remove the cup. So I spilled that shit all over the floor, man. Now, it's not a lot of liquid, you know, it's just this little one right here. But that wasn't the worst part about it. I was good at math, don't get me wrong. It was just one of those days where one thing it just makes the day shitty. You know what I mean? Like, I was already dealing with the stupid clamp, you know, then I wake up and make my coffee. When I spilled it all over my foot. Hot ass, piping ass hot coffee right out of the damn machine. It was hot. Luckily, I think what really saved me is that I already had my socks on. Because I don't know how you drivers sleep out there in your truck or whatever, you know, but I sleep in my underwear, and that's it. And if it's really, really hot outside, I might even go butthole ass naked in the comfort of my own truck with my curtains closed. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it real. But I already had put my socks on, and that hot ass coffee landed on my leg, and I immediately took my sock off. And I think that's what saved me from getting whatever burns it is, 1st degree, 2nd degree, 3rd degree. I don't know what the difference is or whatever, but what I'm saying is a pretty bad burn. It hurt, you know, and I had a towel there that I use on the floor to wipe my floor off and everything, and I wasn't happy. It was very, very close to where my inverter was. I'm just so happy that it didn't like land on the inverter and, you know, set my truck on fire. But you know, sometimes it's just that when you have so much shit in your mind. You know, you got, you know, bills and family stuff and truck stuff and business stuff and, you know, just life. You know what I mean? Just life. It gets a little tough on a guy sometimes. And yeah, yesterday was just one of those days where it was just shitty. But right now I woke up in the morning, you know, and I took me a nice hot shower. You know, I did all that stuff with getting underneath the truck part first, so that you know, I was able to wash all my nasty ass up afterwards. I don't like doing mechanical work if I don't have a shower. I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes I have to do it, you know, because I don't either have the time, or I might not be in an area where there's a shower or whatever, you know what I mean? And I wanted to just try something different today and maybe do just a driving vlog. Basically what I'm doing right now, guys, you know, with the exception of actually recording what I'm doing and talking to you guys, or, you know, in my case, talking to a microphone, you know, but I kind of feel like I'm talking to you guys. This is the job of trucking right here. There's nothing special about it, you know, I mean, honestly, a good, normal, nice, relaxing day, you know, it's a beautiful day outside. It's not too hot. It's about, you know, I think it's about maybe 80 degrees or so outside. I got my AC running up in this bad boy. And, you know, I'm just rolling along. Sometimes nothing exciting happening in trucking is a good day. You know, when I can go a full day without having any issues, you know, no tire problems, no truck problems, like, at all. I could just get up, do my pre-trip, fire this bad boy up, do my driving day. I didn't have no near misses. I didn't have nobody cut me off. Just a nice day of just rolling the way we are right now. That's a good day. If you could park at the end of the day, pop your brakes, you know, you're safe and sound, you're parked, no accidents, no tickets, no nothing. That's a good day. But being real, 9 times out of 10, that's not the case. There's always something. I think that's the old saying of most of us truck drivers, you know, it's always motherfucking something. If it ain't one thing, it's another. And if it's not that, it's something else. And if it ain't that, don't you worry. Something else will pop up. But, I mean, this is what it is right here, guys and gals. You know, I noticed that when I've been editing my videos, I always say guys. And when I mean guys, I don't mean just men. I just mean it like, you know, it's just like for example, if you have a friend come over and his wife and your friend comes over and you're like, hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? You know, in that context. I don't mean it just like guys in general. It's guys and gals, you know, because there is, you know, female truck drivers and male truck drivers and, you know, all sorts of flavor truck drivers. You know what I'm saying? All different races and everything. But, yeah, this is what it is right here, guys. Just rolling down the road, mile by mile, wasting your life away. You know what I mean? When you've been doing this as long as I have, guys, and believe me, there's other people that have even more years of driving than I do, you know, but I've been doing it for 18 years, like I've told you guys many times. And, it just becomes repetitive, man, you know? Now, I have done different, different industries within the trucking sector, you know, because that's just it. You know, the trucking is very, very big. It's a very broad industry. You know, like I particularly do dry van right now, you know, but I mean, there's dry van, there's reefer, there's flatbed, you know, there's heavy haul, there's specialized hauling, you know, there's hauling water, hauling oil, hauling chemicals, hauling fuel, you know, doing like oversized big stuff like the windmills, those big ass wings that, you know, are super long, like local trucking, regional trucking, LTL trucking. Like, there's just so many different sectors within the trucking industry, you know? So one sector might be bad, like right now, this sector is bad right now, and I think, you know, pretty much all the way around as far as like, you know, over the road driving, like, you know, dry van and, you know, just your normal stuff, your reefer and your flatbed or whatever, you know. But this is what it is right here, guys, to do this job. You know, the nice thing about it is that once you become like accustomed to what you're doing, not necessarily complacent, because that's one thing that you never want to do, is you never want to become complacent. Like, you always want to continue to learn and, you know, continue doing something positive. I remember when I was a very neat driver, I had only been driving maybe like 2 years. No, maybe like 3 years. And I was driving with David Express. And there was this man named there, Jim. I forgot what his last name is. But this guy, you know, he was an older fella. And he had been driving for like 40-something years, man. So I learned a lot from him, you know. How to keep your cool and composure and when stuff doesn't go your way. You know, I've calmed down a little bit over the years, but before I used to just like a match. But, you know, I mean, I remember there was one particular comment that he made that I didn't really quite grasp at that particular time. You know, I was only 21 years old when I started driving. And he said, you know, we were just talking, and I'm like, man, like, I was like 40-something years, Jim, and it's like life has passed you by. Like, you know, like your kids grew up on you and like all that stuff, right? And this is what he returned and said to me. He's like, life didn't pass me by, I passed life by. And I remember he always used to tell me, like, get in, do what you need to do, and get out. You know what I mean? I was watching that video that Alex, the trucking guy, posted. And he was explaining to his viewers on why he quit trucking. And honestly, like, I can't blame the guy. Just keeping it real, guys. I know that if, you know, he was able to grow up his YouTube channel, which is hard, by the way, you know, which brings me to this point. Slap that thumbs up button and give me a subscribe if you like the content. It's hard to do this, man. It's hard to build an audience. And this guy has 1 million subscribers, man. You know, he was able to get his content out there and his journey out there. And, you know, he had been talking about, you know, like, it was kind of the same repetitive things over and over and over. And it really wasn't a challenge for him anymore to be doing that stuff. And I could kind of relate with him, you know, because it kind of is repetitive. You might be in a different state, on a different interstate or a different highway, but at the end of the day, it's kind of the same thing over and over and over and over. You know, you might have different troubles or whatever that might happen. But I personally think that he's made money with YouTube, man. I don't know how much money, but I'm pretty sure he's made some good amount of money. And I know that had a big decision on why he left trucking, even though he is a trucking channel. You know, he could move on to bigger and better things, and he probably has money to invest in new businesses. He talked about opening up some sort of other business, you know. And like, that's good for him, you know. I think that if he was looking for a challenge, because if I'm not mistaken, I don't really watch his videos a lot. I mean, I think I've maybe only watched like one, you know, because me being a trucking channel, I don't really watch trucking because, like, that's what I do too, you know. Every now and then, there's a couple of channels that I do watch just to see how they do their formats and what they talk about and stuff like that. But with the Alex, the trucking guy, I really didn't watch a whole lot. But I think maybe his next step would have been like, you know, if he's making some YouTube money, instead of being a company driver, go out there and get your own truck. You know, you got YouTube's income to supplement your truck, you know, and maybe you could build a company and stay within the trucking sector. I don't think he necessarily needed to quit, you know, but that just goes to show you guys, you know, I mean, trucking is not for everybody, guys. Like, it's, you know, it's not a job, it's a lifestyle. That's really what it is. It's really a lifestyle. You know, it's not your typical, you go to work in the morning and you come back home. Like, when you're done your day, you're still in the truck. And that's what makes it very difficult for companies to retain drivers. You know, not to mention that the market's shitty right now and it's hard to make money. You know, I would probably say that for owner-operators, the rates is the biggest challenge. And for a company driver, the miles is the biggest challenge. They might not be getting as many miles as they used to. They might be sitting a little bit more for their dispatchers and stuff to find miles and stuff. You know? But, yeah, you know, I thought that was pretty interesting, you know? I mean, hey, I give the guy a lot of credit, you know? You know, before I started doing this YouTube shindig, I would always, you know, I would watch, you know, the channels that I watch, and, you know, sometimes within myself I would think, you know, like, well, yeah, it's easy for you to say because you're making a shitload of money off of YouTube. That was sometimes my reaction. And I think that some of you all could probably agree with me. But at the end of the day, guys, like, once I actually started doing YouTube, I realized, like, you know what? These guys may be making some money on YouTube and stuff, but it's hard work, man, to get there. I've been at it now for 10, 11 months now, I think. You know, and I think I'm sitting, I think I checked this morning and I'm at 205 subscribers. And I think I have like almost 100 videos up. Like, it's hard, man. These videos take time to film, to edit, you know, and just the learning curve of how to set it up within YouTube so that you could like be exposed and people actually see what you're doing, because there's, you know, there's a lot of people on YouTube doing the same thing you are, or whatever niche, like they call it, you're doing. You know what I mean? So it's difficult, and I mean, I'm gonna continue rolling at it, you know, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I do it because I do enjoy it. I've said it many different times, and I'll say it again for those of you who are first watching this. My goal is to create a channel that has a big community, and because we grow together, you know, let's just say we get to let's just say we get to 1 million, which I don't even know if that's possible, but you know what? Anything's possible. I don't know if I'll ever get to that, but let's just say we do, right? You know, you could start pulling in some resources together. You can start working with company, maybe oil companies or parts companies, or, you know, like to where we're able to bring resources on the table to help our, you know, so that I can help my fellow owner operators out, or I can help a company driver that's aspiring to be an owner operator or create a company. And then, you know, we're kind of like all intertwined, and we can help each other out. You know, like, I'm just one guy, you know, but if you get 1 million people on board, you know, then within the comment section, you know, maybe if I can't answer a question, maybe somebody else can. You know, it might be somebody who, you know, maybe an engineer that designs engines is watching the channel. I don't know, you know what I mean? And they're gonna know more than me, and that's cool. You know, like, that's what my goal is. You know, but I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and say, I don't want to make some money off of YouTube. Of course I want to make some money off of YouTube. Anybody who says that they don't want to make money off of YouTube and that's not what it is, they're full of shit. Now, am I saying that that's the only thing why I'm doing YouTube? No, that's why I just told you guys what I said right now. I want to create, you know, a network of people so that we can all help each other out. But hey, if I can make a couple of extra bucks, why not, right? Because it takes work. Like, it ain't just, bam, there it is, and you're making money. Like, I haven't made a single dime Not one dime out of every single video that I produced. You know? Now, it might not be the best video. You know? It's a learning process, guys. Nobody taught me how to post on YouTube. Nobody taught me how to edit. Nothing. Like, I've learned everything by myself. And I'm still learning, you know? I use DaVinci Resolve 18 to do my editing. And it's a super powerful editing software, but it is a little bit on the difficult side. Like, you can do a lot of great stuff with it, but like, it ain't easy. It's pretty difficult. Sometimes when I do my shorts or whatever, I'll do it on CapCut, which CapCut is a lot easier. But I figured, you know what? I'm in it for the long run. I want to try to really grow this community up, and you know, with people subscribing to the channel and stuff like that. And I figured, you know what? Might as well learn the hard one, you know, because as the videos get more complex, like, I plan on doing better editing and everything. I was like, I might as well learn on the one that you can do a whole bunch of stuff with right now and just go through the growing pains with it. Then it just get the easy ass one right now and do it. You know, I've gotten a little bit kind of good with it, but you know, like, there's still a lot of crap. Like, I watched this guy named, man, I think his name is Jason. Yeah, Jason. He has a channel on just DaVinci Resolve, and if you guys are learning how to edit, check that guy out. I don't have no affiliation with him. I've never talked to him before. You know, I commented on a couple of his videos, but I've learned a crap load of stuff from that guy. Like, sometimes I'll get stuck on, like, how can I cut this scene? Or, like, even just doing, like, a time lapse. Like, how the hell do I do a time lapse? You know what I mean? It's just keeping it real, guys. Today I didn't do coffee. I got me some half and half sweet tea today. Because I don't know if you guys can tell, but my voice is a little bit scratchy. I hope I ain't getting sick. But I didn't really want to do coffee today this morning. But yeah, guys, you know, that's pretty much what we got going on. We're about to get to we're at 459 right now. We're about to get to the 20 intersection. You know, I've seen a couple of videos of a couple of other drivers out there that, you know, also do trucking and stuff. And there's this one guy, I won't mention who he is, but literally all he does is he puts a video just the way what you guys are seeing on your screen right now, but doesn't even talk. Like, he just puts it on, and let's just say he's gonna drive 10 hours. He just leaves the camera on for 10 hours. And he rolls it. And this guy has thousands of views, man. And I'm over here sitting like, man, is that what I need to do? Is just put the camera on and just record? Maybe people don't want to hear me talk. I don't know. You know, I try to put informative stuff out there. You know, mainly for owner operators out there, new owner operators or current owner operators, you know, just try to share my knowledge. I mean, hell, it might even be a company driver. You know, there's a couple of things right there that you can do to your truck or whatever if it'll get you out of a pinch. But I don't know, man. You know, I mentioned this before, you know. Comment on the videos. Good or bad, I can take it. That gives me feedback. And it allows you to engage as a viewer. It allows you to say your opinion in the viewer on the comments. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be that type of channel that's going to censor comments. Like, I'll censor it, like, if it's like a super bad channel. I mean, not a super bad channel, a super bad comment. You know, like if somebody is like threatening somebody, or, you know, like, if it's like super racial against each other or something like that. But, you know, I ain't gonna be mad at you if you say, hey, Gabe, I think your content sucks, and that's that. I'm like, all right, well, that's your opinion. And the great thing about YouTube is, if you don't like the content, don't watch it. Simple as that. Like, I want people who are watching the channel to want to watch the channel, and you know, not be there because they don't want to be. If you don't want to be there, don't watch it. You know. Like, even though I'm doing YouTube, like I'm also a subscriber and I'm also a viewer to other channels. You know what I mean? There's a lot of channels that I don't like and I just don't watch them. You know? Like, and it could be for various reasons, you know? It might be that maybe just what they're showing or whatever is not interesting to me, but maybe it's interesting to other people. You know, I mean, there's a whole broad range, man, of topics and stuff that people do at YouTube, you know? I mean, I've seen some channels, it's mind-boggling, where it'll just be like the sound of rain and thunders, and the videos are like 20 hours long, and those channels have millions of subscribers. Like, they put it on kind of like a sleep thing, you know what I mean? Like, they put it on and it helps them sleep or whatever, and it's just mind-boggling. Like, it's just literally showing thunder and rain or ocean sounds and, you know, stuff like that. It's mind-boggling to me. Like, holy crap, like, people actually watch that. Like, you never know. And one thing I can tell you guys too as well is, if you guys are on the fence about doing YouTube, do YouTube. Try it out. You got nothing to lose. You know? I film it right off of my phone. The only thing I really bought was just the camera and a couple of mounts. I really want to buy me some better cameras and everything right now, but it costs money. And right now I'd rather save that money in case the truck needs something like a water pump, for example. Hopefully not. But, you know, if I ever do get monetized to start making some money, that's going to be one of the first things that I want to get. Is I want to get a couple of different cameras so I can give you guys different shots and stuff like that on what we're doing. But I wanted to try this something different, you know, just rolling down the road, you know, flipping my camera around. So I have my little stylus pin to right around, and whenever I want to switch the screen or whatever, I don't have to interact at all with the camera or nothing. Like, I'm driving on the road, looking at the road. I'm sorry if I'm not looking at the camera like now, but, you know, I'm paying attention to the road. But, you know, I like this little thing because whenever you want to switch the camera, you just push it twice and it switches the view to the other side. I think that's pretty sweet. I don't gotta mess around with the phone or anything, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, but that was kind of my initial thoughts on that Alex the trucking guy. You know, I mean, good for him, man. Like, I can't blame him at all. You know what I mean? I really wish I would have started doing this YouTube thing back in the COVID days when everybody was at the house. Everybody was just looking for something to do. Maybe I would have had a couple of more subscribers by now. But yeah, you know, this is trucking right here, guys. It's not really nothing. You know, in the beginning it used to be a little exciting, you know, because you're going to different places that you've never been to, and it's just all new to you, you know. You're learning how to back in, you're learning how to manage your clock on your logbook. You know, back then it wasn't e-log when I was rolling. I was just doing a regular logbook, you know. But now with this e-log, you gotta manage it even more. So, but you know, it was fun. You know, I actually ran a lot of Northwest and Northeast back in the day when I was a company driver. Now that I'm doing an owner op, I haven't been up there at all. I hate going up there. It's a lot of traffic and everything is super tight. You know, over there in New York, they unload you in the middle of the street while cars are nearly crashing in the back of the truck while they're unloading it. Like, it's crazy over there. I do not like that. It's not really meant for a big ass truck to go over there. You know what I'm saying? But this is what it is to be a truck driver. For any of you guys wanting to do this, this is the job. And you know what? After a while, it really isn't that bad, guys. It really isn't. You know, I mean, the part that I hate of being an owner-operator is, you know, just when you have issues. that's when it gets really annoying, you know, but it's part of trucking, you know. But overall, when everything's going good and I could just have one of those days where it's just like, you know, you do your pre-trip, you start your truck, and you just roll down the road the way I am right now, it really isn't that bad, you know. I'll put some podcasts up, you know, put some music up, you know, you're able to be on the phone with your friends, you know, just wear your Bluetooth headset, you know what I mean, and you're able to just trug along down the road. Just trug it. But, you know, it really isn't a bad job, like once you get used to it. And, I mean, there's nothing that, I mean, the cool thing about your CDL, guys, for any of you guys wanting to get your CDL, that you're thinking about like making that leap or whatever, is the greatest thing about your CDL is as long as you keep your license clean and you get your experience, just like Alex, the guy, like that Alex guy, you know, like, yeah, he could leave trucking, but he could always come back. Like, that's the greatest thing with the CDL. Like, with your CDL, you won't struggle to find a job. You got a good record and some experience with you, you know? Like, even if you leave the industry 7, 8, 9 years, you might have to do like a retraining thing again when you go back home with the company because you haven't been driving for so many years. But, like, somebody will give you a job. So that's the greatest thing about it. Oh man, I'm hoping that once we get through Atlanta, there's no traffic. But we'll go ahead and end this video here, guys. I think I've already been yapping for about almost 38 minutes now, and I don't know if you guys really even want to hear me say this anymore. You know, but I just wanted to do something a little different and see how this video goes. And for those of you who have made it this far, I appreciate you. Shoot me down a comment. Shoot me a like, share the video, go through my playlist. I have a whole bunch of different videos right there on how to do a different range of things, you know, from shocks to DPF stuff to injectors, you know, to just different stuff. Go through the playlist, you know, watch a video, learn something new, teach me something new and comment on it. But anyhow, guys, that's going to be it for this video. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.